Hello, this is Super Cool. Time for another Super Cool Reviews. Finally, I'm done with my Kingdom Hearts journey. I'm never doing that again. And to start off going back to normal reviews, let's take a look at Spider-Man No Way Home. The recent installment of the MCU Spider-Man trilogy. How is it? It's really good! Actually, it's really good! Is it Spider-Verse good? No, of course not. But Spider-Verse is obviously a 92, but this movie came close. In fact, this is now on top of my top 5 favorite MCU movies. Is it better than Avengers Endgame and Infinity War? No. But okay, let's talk. What's the plot? The plot continues directly after Far From Home. Peter Parker, played once again by Tom Holland, and has his identity exposed by Mysterio. He gets the charges dropped, but his social life is ruined, his college life is ruined, basically his whole entire life is ruined. So he asks Doctor Strange, played once again by Benedict Cumberbatch, to cast a spell to make everyone forget Peter Parker's Spider-Man. But the spell goes wrong, and it starts opening rifts to the multiverse, sending in villains from previous Spider-Man movies. This includes the Lizard, played once again by Rhys Ifans, the Sandman, played once again by Thomas Hayden Church, Electro, played once again by Jamie Foxx, Dr. Octopus, played once again by Alfred Molina, and the Green Goblin, played by Willem Dafoe. So Peter must now send these villains back to worlds they came from, and also knows what it really means to be a hero. Okay, let's talk about the pros of this movie, because there is a lot. First off, I love Peter's development in this movie. He finally truly becomes a Spider-Man. And even if his appearance doesn't look, he truly becomes a man. In fact, this film is where they actually talk about college and him graduating. There's a lot of emotional scenes in this movie, and it will make you cry. They do them really, really well. I also really like the action. Although most of it is CGI, it still looks pretty impressive. I also like returns of villains from previous films. I like Thomas Hayden Church as the Sandman. I'm glad they brought him back to reprise his role, sort of. And I like how they kept his character the same. I also liked Alfred Molina, returning once again as Dr. Octopus. And I'm also glad they kept his character the same. And I'm not sure if they de-aged him, but he's looking pretty good in this movie. And Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. Well, say this now. When I first saw the original Spider-Man, I didn't hate his performance. I just didn't like it. But now that I'm older and rewatching it, I've grown to like it. Well, here, he is a lot better. Because here he is awesome, funny, badass, and legitimately terrifying, honestly. Maybe because they got rid of that stupid mask where it shows for him expressing his emotions. And also, Jamie Foxx as Electro. Okay, I didn't hate him in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I just felt he was too cliche. Well, here, they make his character a lot better, and give him the respect he truly deserves. And I also like the film, the chemistry between Zendaya and Tom Holland. They continue to do it really well in this movie. And surprisingly, I like Ned in this movie. Well, in Homecoming, I just thought he was just kind of like the buddy sidekick, and in Far From Home, he's just basically a background character. Here, I just thought he was pretty good. He got a couple of laughs. I actually felt and I was actually and there's also a couple cameos in this movie. I won't give away who they are, but there are 4 cameos. The first one, I didn't know who this person was until they said his name. Or if you watch this person's series, you would know. But when I saw him, I was like, yeah, that seemed he totally belonged in the story. There are two other cameos that appear in the last act of the movie. I won't give away who they are, but you can probably guess who they are, despite the trailers. And let me tell you, both of them, I was channeling my inner fanboy, and their performances are really well done in this movie. And there is one more cameo. Oh, and it's in the post-credit scene, and he's just only there for a couple minutes, and I'm not sure if it's going to lead to something in future MCU movies, but honestly, I don't care. And I also like in this film how they give actual conclusions to the film. It's either one, like giving them redemptions, like second chances, like callbacks to the original films, or giving them an actual conclusion to close off the story arc that wasn't left finished. But let's talk about actually, J.K. Simmons is still good as J. Jonah Jameson. Even in his character, he's still a jerk. He's still a really great performance. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about why Spider-Man hates national landmarks. If I do have a couple cons, one is I wish the last act, there could have been more of it. Like, give it another 10 minutes and I would have been satisfied. Another con, a lot of the effects, a lot of the CGI isn't bad. It just looks too out of place, to be honest. Look kind of fake. And also, there's still a lot of MCU humor because, it's still lighthearted with jokes like, hey, what's your name? Dr. Otto Octavius. What's your actual name, though? Or when Sandman and Electro talking like, how did you become like that? Well, I fell into a super collider. Really? I fell into a pool of electric eels. Man, we really gotta stop falling into stuff. But overall, I really like this movie. And a couple pros also. I love the redesigns for some of the villains, especially Electro and Green Goblin. And I also like Michael Giacchino's score in this one. But overall, I really love this movie. I wouldn't mind seeing it a second time. I give Spider-Man No Way Home a 90 out of 100. This is Super Cool signing off. Bye.